when we are beating ourselves up on the inside, or when we're beating ourselves up or we're saying, you're not good enough, you're going to fail, what if you can't do it? What this does is it inflames the amygdala, which is the part of our brain that governs emotional reactivity. And what that does, it's called amygdala hijacking. It actually effectively turns off our prefrontal cortex. It stops it from operating. And the prefrontal cortex is a part of the brain that governs rational thinking and logic. And so when we are just berating ourselves or, admonishing ourselves on that, what if we're not good enough, or we're not good enough, or we're terrible, or, why couldn't we try harder? We are literally preventing our brains from looking at the situation objectively and determining how we could improve, how we could move forward. And so what Kristen Neff has shown is that if we adopt a self-compassionate approach, if we acknowledge like, oh, I'm anxious, or oh, I'm disappointed, or this is hard right now, anyone would be feeling this way in these circumstances. But how can I just be kind to myself in this instance? And what would I say to someone else, a dear friend who I, support unconditionally if they were in my shoes? And how can I communicate that same kindness to myself? And what we think is that, oh, if we treat ourselves in this kind, compassionate way, it'll make us weak, lazy, and complacent. But what the science shows is it actually turbocharges our motivation. So Kristen Neff has shown in a whole variety of studies in all different contexts that people who respond to themselves in this compassionate way actually demonstrate much higher motivation and much greater ability to perform and stick with and overcome challenges.